Today we're going to look at two experimental filters for your camera. Hey guys, my name is John Sparkman. I'm a wedding photographer and filmmaker from Birmingham in the UK. You can find my work at JDS Weddings. A little while back on the channel, Tide Optics sent me two of their filters out to test. These were skin smoothing optical filters which go on front of the camera, and they would create things like a bloom in the highlights and skin smoothing. Did a great comparison which was subtle versus strong. If you haven't seen it yet, check it out on the channel. Today they reached out and sent me two of their new creative filters. These are artistic filters which can still go in front of your camera. These are circular filters, so they thread straight onto the front. They can be used in photo or video, and they essentially interrupt the image coming into the camera. So they bend light, or they refract, or they do something a bit different. Now you can create obviously these kind of effects afterwards on a computer, but there is nothing that can beat an organic image manipulation essentially. So Tide Optics, this is complete with their new soft case. Tide Optics sent me two of their newest ones down, only available in a 77mm as time of recording, and only available on Amazon. The links are beneath, so you can get yourself a copy of each. So let's check out the two filters that they sent me. This is the Aura filter, and this is the Split Kaleidoscope filter. So the first one we'll look at is the Aura. Now this, if you can take a quick look at it, you can see there is a huge convex lens on the front of it, just at the front there. So the lens is sticking out the top. And right in the middle there is a clear area. So you imagine that the middle part of your picture, middle part is nice and clear. In fact, because of this much glass, I think it's slightly magnified. And then around it, you've got this glass that bevels away, just slightly bevels away. Hopefully the camera can pick this up and not my face. And you can see that the lens bevels away and introduces some refraction into your image. Now, why would I do this, you may ask? This is going to create really strange, interesting, creative bending of light. I went out and did a model shoot and took some landscapes as well at the same time. Photo and video, just so we can kind of go through it. But let's slap this on front of the camera for now. So what do you think? I'm having to stay pretty dead in the center of the image, and you can see this center piece has got some quite good sharpness to it. Everything around it, and you can see when I move, these lights get interrupted. And you can see it's like a refraction. It's circles going out of anything light coming in from the side. So I've got my window light just here, and the light's coming in and it's creating these circles, and anything light that interrupts it, like my hand here, is going to create this kind of halo effect. I can influence it even more if I just slap on a small light. There you go. So we've got this halation, this circle that's going around anything bright. If I stick it in from the side, you can see it's increasing that circularness around the center point of the image. The image gets clearer the more you stop down. So if you're down to say 5.6 or something, or f8, you will find that the circles become more defined. If you're closer to the low end, f2 to a 1.2, which this lens shoots at, the lower aperture that you're going, the more light is coming in at a shallower depth of field, and so it's basically like it can't see the halation going on. So if you're going to use this, you want to use it at the higher side, f8 or so. And you can see right in the middle, where I am right now, it's pretty good. It's got eye tracking, so I know that it can see through it. But the further I go to the side, the camera starts to struggle, loses contrast, until I come straight back into the middle. When I was out on the shoots, we were backlit by the sun, and therefore we had this great circular motion going around the subject. The subject had an umbrella because it was raining, because it's England in February. Don't know what you would expect. And it was creating these amazing red circles around the image. Something really creative, absolute fan. On to the second filter. This is a Split Kaleidoscope filter. Let's get a quick close-up of this. So you can see I can put my finger right through the middle, just like this. So half of the filter is completely empty, not even a piece of glass. The bottom half, or the one half, I guess it's circular, has a kaleidoscope in it. So it looks like it's going to be an octagon with beveled edges, and then cut down the middle and put on a rotatable filter holder. This means that once you've mounted it on your camera, you can then start to move this kaleidoscopic section around so it, you can really fine tune it to where you want. Similarly to the Aura filter, this is going to impact light, it's going to create refractions, something very organic into your camera. Stick it on and see what we get. So as I have it currently, it is in the bottom half, so right down the middle. This bottom section's got that refraction, you can see all of my hands here. The top half interrupted not so much. I've stopped this down to f5.6 and raised the ISO just to combat the loss in light. You can see this bottom section now a little bit more defined. I've got some spare hands down here, top nice and clear. If I rotate it, so let's put it on sideways right now, just like this. You can see right down the middle, that is where the prism starts to split. Anything on this side, you've got refractions. Anything on this side, on the right hand side, is going to be nice and clear. Why would you do this? You might be wanting to occlude, to remove, to block out, to blur something distracting on one side of the frame. You may find that if you're shooting an event, maybe like a wedding or something, you've got a load of junk you can't remove on one side and you just want to get rid of that. So this might be a real good way of distracting the eye, essentially removing this section here. Now you may find that optical filters are something of an experience, of a don't use it all the time but once in a while thing. Can be really interesting just to spark your creativity, like using a tilt shift lens, like using vintage lenses on your camera. It can provide something different, something special. If you're in a rut for photo or video and you're really struggling just to find your way or find something creative, or just trying to improve things a little bit, playing with optics, much like a glass prism, can really help you with that. These filters are incredibly well made. The glass looks like it's top-notch optical glass. This is in line with like my Tiffin filters and stuff. These are real heavy-duty pieces. We have the branding around the side of the filter thread, and I generally suggest to get the biggest filter that your lenses have. So at this point they only make a 77, but for instance I try and buy 82mm lens filters, because then I can use things like step-up rings like these ones here to attach them to any of my camera lenses that I currently have. If you want to find out more and pick up a copy, the link is down below for my Amazon affiliates. Anything you pick up on there will go through to helping the channel and hopefully keeping me online a bit longer to be able to provide content and exclusive new products from suppliers. I just love to be able to play with my camera, really. I'm a big fan of photography, video, all that kind of business. Tell me what you think in the comments down below. Do you think it's something you'd use on the regular? Do you have an idea of why you would use any optically interrupting filters, as I like to call them? And as always, if you liked it, stick around, subscribe, and I will see you in a future video.